Hey, yo, 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 and away we go, and it is a fantabulous Wednesday for a 200th episode of Dynamite. Like, who would have thought when this all started that we get to 200, whoever thought this would be successful? Who thought we'd get to 200? Who thought we could get even close to that? How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. YYC Iceman, Mr. Levy, I hope you're doing amazing. I'm doing great. It's been a very interesting day. You know, one of those days where you feel like you're not really doing anything, but then you're doing something. Just been basically lazing the day away today. I got a bit of an appointment tomorrow where, you know those appointments where you can't take your medication for 24 hours before? And it just annoys you, the fact you can't. So that's what I've been dealing with most of the day. But I got a couple more videos edited. So those are going to be going up on the Backbreaker Gaming channel. If you guys haven't checked those out, please do. The link is in the chat right now. But getting ready for a very interesting episode of Dynamite, because for all the stuff that's been announced, I got a feeling we're going to get a whole bunch of other announcements, because I think the signing of the Elite, which just got announced this morning, if you guys didn't hear, AEW officially announced that Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, and the Bucks have officially re-signed with AEW this morning, or the official release was this morning at least. So this whole talk of the Elite moving over to WWE, that's done, which I think is pretty significant based on the fact that they're having it all during the 200th episode. Plus, we're going to give, I almost guarantee, Meltzer said it. I'm pretty confident in some of the generic stuff that Meltzer says, because when it sounds cryptic, it's like he knows, but he's not allowed to say. And he said all-in matches will be announced tonight. So we are going to get a couple of those tonight. I'm guessing we are going to be getting Chris Jericho, Will Ospreay, as they've been teasing here, set up for Wembley. You're in Bliss, Idaho, Mr. Levy. Well, if JJ is talking about potatoes, at least you're in Idaho, so that sort of works out perfectly there. I had to, sorry, Idaho potato jokes. But, yeah, we got a lot of fallout and a lot of interesting discussion to come up with tonight, because, well, the whole breakdown of the outrage of the women's division here in AEW, which, let's face it, it's nothing new, but the fact that it got so much more exposure last week. And I'm going to say this right here. I didn't dislike the match between Ty and Britt. I know there are a couple spots you just look at, you're like, what the hell was that? But it wasn't a bad match. And it's funny because it seems like a lot of people are taking that up as what's been going on here. So a lot of people are saying, you know, this was horrible and everything. And I'm like, nah, it really wasn't that bad, guys, really. To be frank, it wasn't terrible. But anytime anybody gets a chance to jump on anything, that's what's going to happen, right? But it's all about what's going to happen with the follow-up here, because I got a feeling they're going to announce, even if they can't do it, I would say Tony Khan might be pulling one here. Toni Storm comes out and cuts a promo. Jamie Hayter, if you're so concerned about your championship, meet me at Wembley. Because Tony's, for most of her career prior to going over to AEW, she was based out of England and Europe and that. So that's the easiest match that we can have. If they want to protect Jamie, put a few more people in there. Get Britt in there. Get Saraya in there. Maybe do a 4-way. It'll make a lot of sense. And then what I think we're going to probably be having to open the show here is the anything goes 3-way match between Moxley, Trent, and Penta. I got a feeling they're going to open the show with that, not close with it, because I got a feeling they got a different story that they got to bring up during that. They're probably going to do the Jericho Takeshita versus the JAS match for the main event, I'm guessing, at least. To me, that would make the most sense. We're probably going to get the Elite out at the top of the second hour in their trios match. They're going to be in trios action, which after that is probably going to be a big promo about how we're here to stay and AEW's the best, blah, 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 all that, all that we are better than everybody else jazz. Oh, and let's get into that a little bit here. You had that comment by Triple H coming out that he was saying, it's not my words, but Cody Rhodes wasn't looking to get to be the top champion in a secondary company. He was looking to get the WWE Championship. I think a lot of people are reading into that a little bit more than they really should. Growing up as a kid, I don't think that you or I or pretty much anybody who's over the age of 4 right now can honestly say they were growing up as a kid and wanted to be AEW champion. Because frankly, there was no AEW. So I don't think Triple H was lying in his statement, but it did seem to have the connotations of being a rather poor substance. Poor thing that we don't need to see there. But you know what? It's funny because we normally don't talk about WWE through this, and I want to get to this because this seems to be a very valid point, because we're not just fighting it with the AEW women's division, but it looks like the WWE women's division is doing the same thing. They've actually cut half their women's matches off of SummerSlam at this point. I could almost see consider who said Triple H is... Well, it's also the fact that, he's going to take his shots whenever he can. It was a jab at AEW. Absolutely it was. And the thing is, here's the thing. When you're number 1, you don't talk about number 2 unless number 2 is starting to become a number 2 to you. And it looks like we might have a little bit of a number 2 there involved. A little number 2 disturber, I believe is the term we use. When it comes to what AEW is becoming now. But over this past Raw here, we've had the Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez match get bumped, and we've had Trish and Becky bumped. Now, my prediction is Becky's going to come out during SummerSlam and say, I ain't waiting for Winnipeg. Let's go right now. And they are going to get that match in at SummerSlam, but let's just say they don't. There is a possibility that All In and SummerSlam could have the exact same number of women's matches. Yes, I get it. WWE features their women in more segments on their show, their 3-hour show and their 2-hour show. But when it comes to showing off at the real big shows, neither company is doing an ample job of it. Let's call a spade here. It's not just AEW screwing the pooch there. It is all of them. Yeah, thank you, Jay. Yeah, I'll take the coin for that one. But yeah, it's frustrating. I understand that sorry, there was something on the camera there. Like, I know that, Impact's the exception because, frankly, Impact, I would have to say in many respects, and this might be a bit of a hot take here, they have more buzzworthy superstars in the knockout division than they do in the men's division in many cases. Like, it's one of those that where the women bring the eyes to Impact, not necessarily the men. Don't get me wrong, Alex Shelley is an absolute fantastic champion. But I'll tell this to you right now. Trinity versus Deonna is a hell of a matchup to watch in any company. Doesn't WWE have a company that they use as a feeder for the big show? NXT is supposed to be that right now, and I think it's in one of these middle phases right now where it's supposed to be like nobody's really stepped up to the point where they can actually show up on the roster. And then once they do, Vince gets involved. Although he has been subpoenaed in a federal indictment, like his buddy, all right, I'll shut up now. Well, they're flipping it exactly opposite of what I was talking about during the pre-show. Hey, Zodiac. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you here. I was saying during the pre-show, I expected this tag match to be the... I expected this one to be the main event with the Anything Goes match to open up here. How are you doing today, Zodiac? I know things are firing up down your way, too. Things are getting a little hot and heavy there. Well, you're just getting busy here. Like, what, King of Fighters 92 going nuts there? And right, it was NXT. Could I remember it was some silly reason? Thought it was AEW. Oh, no. AEW is like WCW in many ways. Well, the weather too, possibly. Like right now, we're at 25 Celsius right now. At 6 o'clock, which isn't bad. How's the weather down there? How's the weather for all you guys? Like, for all the weather disasters that have been coming up lately, I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's been able to avoid any major catastrophes. Vince has only been away since the 21st from the article. Yeah, like, yeah, he's having a back surgery that I got a feeling it's a pretty good coincidence. 28 degrees. Ooh, that's hot. That's way too hot for me. I still haven't got air conditioning here, but... And they're getting a little more picky on the leases here, so cool down a bit. I'm glad you're not in the 30s today. But yeah, apparently Vince had a couple fusion surgeries going on. The fact that major fusion surgeries where he ain't going to be moving around for a while, so he's a little bionic in some ways. It's blinking hot. I'm a snow Mexican. Probably going to melt in Texas. Yeah. Like for Canada to get those wildfires under control. Here's the thing, JJ. A lot of people don't realize this. They should, but they don't. Canadian wildfires are actually a yearly thing. Like, it's an actual natural thing to happen where the trees get cold with lightning and, you know. It's not like somebody plants lightning in certain spots, but lightning storms do happen all year round and, you know, hit the trees, and that's usually when you get some of these, but most of them are usually contained. These last few years, the number has gone up, and it's been in more populated areas. So that is why it's been brought a lot more to the forefront. The fact that it's coming, yeah, like there's been a lot in Ontario for those wildfires. I'm just surprised it got... Oh, I think we got us... Oh, yeah. Have any of you guys seen the ROH spoilers for their next show on Thursday? Can't go anywhere if we're in danger level due to me having... Well, that's the thing, too. I have asthma, too, and it's funny. Because of everything going on, I'm actually going to see a specialist tomorrow morning. I'm going to see if maybe I got to move around my medications and whatnot. So I feel you, JJ. So if I'm a little heavier breathing for the rest of the night tonight, it's because I'm not allowed to take my meds for the rest of the day. So forgive me here. Canada's really, really big, and we don't have that many people. I saw an article that 990-ish wildfires and 630 are considered out of control. Yeah, there are a ton of fires that are out of control up here, and it just saying that's normal. How did Stream Elements still get on my screen there? Jeez, I'm gonna have to smack that thing around. Jericho's getting worked here for some reason. Thought it was because you were excited. I'm always excited to see you, Iceman. Let's not even kid ourselves on that one here. I will say this, no matter what, Wednesdays are always such a great time to hang out with you guys. I know I say it a lot, but I want to emphasize that. Wednesdays are a lot of fun to hang out with you guys. Wednesday's your favorite night of the week? Absolutely. You know what? It's a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. Like, get to talk about all the crazy stuff going on. Like, the craziest thing in the fighting game world for me, like, this week is going to be absolutely freaking insane in the fighting game world with Evo going on. But the biggest, maybe not controversy is the fact that James Chen is not going to be doing the call for the Evo finals this year for Street Fighter 6. He just announced that on Twitter a couple hours ago. So it's Wednesday. You know what that means. Hanging out with us here. Just thank you for stopping by, Ophelia. Appreciate having you here. We've been having a lot of discussion about, between wildfires, weather, match order, women's wrestling. And to catch up on the women's wrestling thing, it's for the fact that all promotions outside of Impact are doing a pretty crappy job covering their women's coverage. Used to love Wednesdays, but now it's just a day. My favorite day is anytime I get to jump into a buddy's streams and feel human. Hey! I am glad you're feeling that way. And if you didn't check out the potatoes! Oh, yes, we did talk about potatoes, too. The fact that Iceman is in Idaho right now, which the jokes just write themselves there as we get to our first picture-in-picture here. Speaking of a lot of things about the women's wrestling stuff, if you go to Bleacher Report, or Astra Pizarro, one of our members here at Backbreaker, has done an article, I believe it was for BR Report, or Slam Wrestling. It's one of the big ones. It's a fantastic article. I wish I had it on me right now. Give me one sec, chat. While we're chatting here, I'm going to find it and get you the link. There. Yeah, she talked about how the women deserve a better chance than what they're at right now. And they definitely do. Like, I know she was focusing on, here we are. Bodyslam.net, that's where it was. Let me get the copy. I'm getting through this eventually here. There we go. Do yourself a favor, check out that article. I'm going to try and get it linked up here. On a side note, Idaho potato truck is in Calgary right now. I just think of that Homer Simpson commercial where they had the The Simpsons segment where the beer truck spilled over the side and was dripping beer all over the road. And he was just dancing in it. I could just imagine JJ with her potatoes or potatoes. And then where else? I got to catch up here. Sorry, guys. I fall behind here. Talk about how stupid Punk's quote-unquote belt is and how it was worse than MJF was there in the stadium and did nothing while Punk did it. I think in many ways, and Zodiac, feel free. I can understand where you're coming from on this. But I will say this. During the show, not everybody watches the show, for one. Number two, if you're the real world champion and you don't want to recognize a second world champion, one thing I've definitely learned in covering independent wrestling here over the last 6 years, I know for the most part I'm retired and I let others do it here on the channel, but from what I've seen, the best way to not give somebody any publicity is literally don't talk about it. Don't say good, don't say bad, don't say otherwise. Let's face it, we all know that MJF is going to have something to say about it. Hell, he could even say something tonight about it. But he was frankly having to focus on the tag team titles that night. Him and Cole, and just trying to set this up. Seen a clip of The Simpsons that Homer was a second family with another kid. Well, there was an episode in season 1 where Homer basically deported Bart to France, and they picked up an Albanian kid as a trade-in. So, if you guys are remember the game Patreon members, that was the latest issue of Purple Monkey Dishwasher, his Simpsons podcast. And the funny part was, the cops that found Bart didn't care that he was kidnapped. All they cared about is the fact that they used antifreeze for wine. Which, Jesus! Guevara's just on fire here right now. Nice frog splash. Oh, nice little face off here. And Garcia got zero cool on this. Takeshita, you're supposed to wait till he shows some resistance before you do the move. And he's showing that he doesn't do it as well, which is actually a pretty good idea. No, he was in the apartment with the other woman. The kid's name, the Homer J. Okay. There's a lot of Simpsons episodes going on. There's about 13 or 14 good seasons, and then the rest I don't remember and don't care. So I really wonder who's going to end up winning this matchup here, because there's a story here to be told. Like, I don't think Jericho really wants to join Don. He's just humoring him right now. Oh, and there's a code breaker. Wow, AEW actually sending out a merch email exactly as they're sending out an email exactly as the show starts. Actually creating some importance. I love that. Even if for a lot of people they forget that it's Wednesday night and it's on right now. So doing a free full rewatch of The Simpsons on season 4. Well, you're in the heyday and everything's about to start turning to crap. Did you know they rebooted Futurama? Yeah, actually, I knew that they were rebooting it because actually the thing that taught me that was Fortnite. They've just released a couple Fortnite characters, or a couple of Futurama characters in Fortnite, along with the Terminator. First two, Ophelia's right on it. Is that on Disney Plus? I would assume so, based on the fact the Simpsons are there already. Oh, here comes Dawn. Now, if Jericho is smart, he'd go up to Aubrey and just say, look, Callis hit him with a bat. DQ. Ha! They're pretty good. It's on the mouse, yeah? And Callis is like, yeah, I don't really care. Hooray, F-bomb! So are they actually going to do anything with this now, or are they going to have a segment after? Whoa! Okay, Tony. Come on. I would be wrong to say I love a reboot, a good housekeeping match, but I don't know who could be in it. You got a lot of wrestlers that could be in it, actually. If you look at AEW, Blink TK. Hey, he's blinked a few more times than what he normally does. And yeah, Tony doesn't look as nervous as usual. Help. This is why you don't give him a live mic anymore. I actually prefer the fact that TK is doing the pre-tape segments behind the scenes. I'm glad they got that lights out match in there. That was an emotional night. Yeah. It's funny that they had that blood and guts finish with Jericho going off the cage was so vilified because of the poor camera work. I didn't think they'd actually put it on here. They even brought up the double clothesline spot. That is cool. Ha! Oh, they cut it off for a commercial break here in Canada. I don't know what happened to the States. They literally, while the show was on, they literally turned it. They turned the Wendy's commercial on there. That was funny. I want my wrestlers hitting pure concrete when they get tossed from the cage. I don't know which way to go with that. I don't even. By the way, Darth Mick, good to see you here. And yeah, for people that are asking who didn't get to watch that Blood and Guts match, I guess a few seconds to discuss it here. The end of that match ended up with Jericho verbally giving up because they were going to kill one of his team members. The team gave up because they were going to throw Jericho off the cage. They gave up. They threw Jericho anyway. But the cardboard boxes that were there were in the camera view, so it looked like he was landing on a crash mat. Instead of it looking like he went off metal and cracked all this metal. So I'm still a little worried right now because we still don't know how we're going to be able to watch All In from Wembley. I wish that would have been the announcement, not just this montage for 200 episodes. That's why I'm worried that we missed something during the commercial, right? And yeah, one other thing I just noticed on Twitter, thank you for retweeting that, Ophelia. The fact that they had Cody Rhodes still in the video, one, I'll be honest, in a way, it does serve a little bit as to up to Triple H's comments about, mentioning other promotions and whatnot. When you're number two, you talk about number one. When you're number one, you don't talk about number two, which that's what we were saying about earlier. Triple H started talking about number two, and now they're starting to talk about each other. So I'm glad that at least they might feel that it might be somewhat on the same level. Not necessarily who's first, who's last, but they're both in there. I'm always going to cry over Brody Lee. My first time experiencing a wrestler pass. Well, yeah. I was around for Owen Hart. I knew Owen Hart way back in the the early 90s. Oh. Sorry, Renee, you ain't getting nothing tonight. All right. Loving this new attitude from 2.0. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Jagger. By the way, good to see you too tonight. Everybody's here tonight. 2.0, like, I'll say this. Last week, their promo in the back, Anna Jay probably did the best promo work of her career, as well as 2.0. They all stepped up their promo game in that promo there. Ty really didn't have to care if she got a good promo or not. She's pregnant. She ain't going to be around that much. But, yeah, I feel like all the cool kids are here. Just as I mentioned earlier, all the cool kids hang out here, and so I'm glad everybody's here tonight. I really hate the fact that they got Jack Perry this classical music. When you got guys like Ilya Dragunov and Gunter who are synonymous with this kind of music. It's supposed to be a face-to-face, not a physical confrontation. I got to feel we're going to get a special appearance tonight. There has to be here. Jungle. Ha! Child abuse. Called him a child too. Yeah, I love it. Ooh, here we go. He used the words. He used the words. Yeah, he does look like Luke. Here he is. They pulled out Pantera. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. You know what? Why not? Why not? Spit! What? Are you talking to me? I love this. I love this. You know, RVD isn't half the shape what he used to. Like, let's face it, he's not half the shape he used to be. Like, he could still go. With the fact that, well, if you guys don't know, the only reason that RVD is not an Impact anymore is mainly because him and his wife, they took their Impact broadcasts a little bit too much off of TOS, if you get my drift. $52. Oh my. And I love how he's wearing chalkline gear. They always come up with some great designs. There's too long here. Perry's hanging out with that kid. Oh, no, what? He's using a kid. If I was that kid, I'd be throwing elbows. Are you suggesting they were practicing at home? Oh. As long as his wife doesn't come out to that with that cement butt trying to twerk. Oh, what the? We had the pop. We got the ECW. Wait, let's throw it again. Well, folks, I think we got our match for Wembley for Perry. Because I'll tell you, we're going to get a bunch of those kind of matches set up for... RVD looks old. You know what? You're going to have to do some of that to it. Like, let's face it. That's why I say it's going to go to Wembley, because I literally don't think you're going to be able to have a match at Wembley that will be a stinker. I don't think any crowd would boo anything in that stadium during the times. It doesn't surprise me if he did. Like, with all due respect, JJ, did you see the size of his body right below the nipple area? I believe is the way I'll go there. Wait. We're having this here? What do they main event tonight? Do they main event the women tonight? Could there be a response based on what happened last week? I mean, he's the same age as Jericho. Well, I don't think Van Damme's worked out as much as Jericho has. The only thing he's worked out on is his new growth business, if you get my drift. I'll need to smoke weed every day. Whoa. The women's match is supposed to be at 9:10. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I'm like, the only other way we could do this is, are we going to have, which it wouldn't surprise me, and it'll disappoint me as always, but you got the Elite taking on Planet Jarrett. Could be a main event as well, so. Well, I at least look forward to the Jungle Boy segment, and they found a way to make it interesting. Well, there you go. And I love the fact that Jerry Lynn refused to call him Jack. He called him Jungle. I mean, RVD has two women, gets high off it, and seems generally happy. More power to him. Absolutely, dude. Like, literally, the reason that Impact was kicked off Twitch is thanks to Katie Forbes. And deciding to want to protrude her protrusions out a little too much. Let's just say Lita and Edge would have not made it in 2006 on Twitch. I wish I had the lungs of Justin Roberts when he says that Jon Moxley. Like, I'll say that with the production that AEW has, you can always, like, Paul Heyman always said it best. You can always mask your faults as well as show the things you're good at, or emphasize the things you're good at and hide your faults. We've said that the production sometimes isn't the best. And I'll be straight up and say it. AEW's production, there are some times where it absolutely blows chunks. But let's put it this way. You have Pantera there. You have Wild Thing here. You have, well, Judas, I guess, is, well, Jericho is there. Little things like that can also mask some of the production faults that you have with, like, coming down to the ring and all that. Because people are thinking about that. They're getting the high off that. I think commentary confirmed the main event. I keep the volume down, and yes, if the women are main eventing, and also, here's the other thing, guys. And this might be where we might blow the roof off of this place here. May I make a subtle prediction if the women are main eventing tonight? I might be playing this one a little bit more, just because we might be getting some Monet involved here tonight. I am going off on a limb, but mark this down. At the 53-minute mark of this stream, I'm calling, if the women are main eventing, Mercedes comes out here. And that's how you start out your matches setting up for All In Wembley. Because you want me here, you want me for a big money match. Well, there's no other big moneyer match than that. We see the return of Hayter, the debut, and Mercedes are both absolute. Darth, I'm right with you on that. Because right now, there is reports that Hayter might not even make it. God, you know, Baltimore Tarzan Boy was a big way of getting Jungle where he is now. Jaeger, you're exactly right. Like, covers up a lot of the issues that you can have. It masks a lot of problems. It's that adrenaline rush you get from having certain things out there, right? Moxley had the barbed wire up his rear end and he's still... Darth Mick, I love that theory. I absolutely love that theory. That very well could be it. Could you imagine Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné going at it in front of 92,000 people? And that match might go a lot better than a lot of people think because, well, frankly, those two wanted to work together way back in the Fed. Like, hell, go back as far as Revolution. Or Evolution, sorry. Well, Trent's busted open again. With Saraya getting into Mercedes' face given their history? Or do we see Saraya get involved in the match? What the frick is my... Right in the mouth. And you saw Mox just tuck away the blade, too. So now we're going to see good old Penta bleeding, which I don't even think mass wrestlers need to bleed. Jesus! I find it ironic that everybody else is bleeding in this match with the exception of Moxley. Like, you would think in a match like this, Moxley would literally be just like... I think you see her get involved to play the history before she gets kicked in the back. Very well could be. Saraya can wrestle a few times a year and I'll be okay. She doesn't need to be in the ring all the time. Here's the only thing that I preface this and why I say I want to see this out there is the fact that this is Wembley Stadium. You want to hear a pop? Like, Saraya there would probably be the... People don't understand the influence that Knight family has in England for wrestling. They're virtual gods. Like, in many ways, they are the McMahons of wrestling in Europe. I'm more thinking of Vince Sr. than Vince Jr. Like, the guys that ran the territory, the ones that kept it alive. That's why I think getting her on the show is a paramount for a Wembley show like that. Because that will be a moment. If they put her in a manager's position or quarter person or anything like that, it's because she can't go and we're probably not going to see her go that much anymore, period. Because I can't see Toni not using her if she's able to be used. That would just be foolish. Straight up foolish. And here's another twist for you guys. And I know we're thinking way too far ahead here. Because we have to get an AEW heavyweight title match for the next weekend in Chicago, could there be a possibility that the main event of the Wembley show could be the women's match? I know it sounds far-fetched, but given all the scrutiny that has come up lately about the women's division, given all the work that all these women wrestlers have done to progress the division, what kind of statement would it make for AEW to say their biggest show of all time was main evented by 2 women, 4 women, whatever. No matter what WWE tries to do, I don't think they'll ever get a chance to top that on them, and that will be the huge brownie points. As we get back to regular picture here, I'm still trying to figure out. Let me switch gears over to this match here right now. Like, once again, like I said, it is very weird that Moxley is the only one not bleeding right now. That would send shockwaves through the rest of... Absolutely. Like, Impact's been main eventing. We'll get into it a little later, but Impact's been main eventing women for a while, but this is another level. But Penta looked great. Penta looks like he has leaned out a bit. I was getting to this about 10 minutes and 3 conversations ago here. It is really a shame to see how smooth Penta is. And the fact that people don't recognize it as much because, well, who's he teamed up with? The guy that I consider the Undertaker of Jesus. Oh, and there's another table just for the hell of it. Why not? My God, that was nuts. Wow. But yeah, Penta's like, the only downside that Penta has is the fact he's teamed up with the flashiest wrestler at AEW right now in Rey Fenix. Oh God, Moxley's got a bag. I don't know if it's tax or it's... Would a night 1 WrestleMania may be an equal response? No. No. No, simply put, no matter what WWE tries to do, unless they can get a collision from Korea crowd, so cringed the way I watched Trent given his past neck issues. Here's the thing, and I'll get back to we'll talk about the women's match later. Let's focus over here. God damn that pile driver. One thing I'm wondering, why are we getting these convulsion issues when apparently on TV it's not allowed? Remember that memo that went out? I wonder if that was just a... out of nowhere. Oh no. Oh. Everybody into the tax now. It's not allowed without prior approval. Yeah, like, I got a feeling that list. You know how they're always saying that they need a wrestling rule book? Let's face it, a wrestling rule book that nobody ever follows, nobody ever wants to be a part of. We've always talked about it. Maybe that was just a note, just to tease something like that. Like it's saying, you know, you get some tax, and you get some tax, and you get some tax. Now you tell me some of the DLC that they can't do for the video game is record some of this crowd yelling "Fight Forever" and patch it into the intro of the game. I know that's going to kill memory banks and all that, and like all the memory in the game, but at the same time, no taxation. Well, at least we're not going to be raising taxes here. WB wanted them to put out more PR to make it seem like they were family friendly. Exactly. Like, one thing I've learned, and I hate to say this, but it's true. Trusting promoters is one of the things you got to worry about is your most peril. I don't care if you talk about WWE or the smallest local promotion in the world. Everything they say when it comes to wrestling, you got to wonder if it's true or if they're dealing with selling tickets. Trent gets the win out of all three of these? Hello? When's the last time a member of the Best Friends got a victory? Like, Moxley's on a losing streak right now. So are we going to get a Best Friends versus BCC now? I guess so. This is where you get that Orange Cassidy and Orange Cassidy Jon Moxley matchup is what we're looking to get to here. Okay, your partner's dying in the ring and you're fighting these two out here, which I get you're trying to run interference. But at the same time, yeah, we need Sue. Sue. Well, it looks like we got our next trios feud here, which, all right. Cannonball Trent! I love Chuck. Most people, they swing chairs. Nah, let's just 75-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle of the plate. Orange punch on Moxley. Almost feels like he didn't do anything. What? 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 So they're going to have parking lot brawl on Friday? Well, somebody's looking to get some ratings down. This is perfect. I was just about to ask about this. Oh, and let me get this out of the way right now. FTR has requested that it now be called the Shatter Machine again, instead of the Big Rig. So anybody that's crying and whining about, why is it called the Shatter Machine, not the Big Rig? I was also commenting about it myself, but with a lot of the moves that they're doing, you gotta trust these ring announcers, commentators, for the most part. That they're doing their job properly, because they're going to hear about it if they don't. Because literally it's a lawsuit if you get caught up with something like that, right? If you don't come out and say the things right, you're going to end up getting a lawsuit against you. So, but a parking lot brawl, that's got to mean that they've had to have pre-taped it. They can't do that live. And especially, normally they do Wednesday, Friday tapings at the same time. So I'm guessing they were out already and that one's already filmed and done. But I could be wrong. It could be live. We never know. But let's talk about Collision a little bit here. The fact that this Saturday they got a real tough Collision to deal with here. The fact that they are doing a reel World title match. We're gonna have to figure out a proper title for that championship if they're not gonna combine them together real quick here. I would recommend combining them together and getting that MJF versus CM Punk feud out of the way personally, but the fact that they're bringing in Ricky Steamboat for Saturday's Collision when they're going to be going up head-to-head against SummerSlam, I honestly feel, based on what they got going on, SummerSlam's going to have to deliver something early. Like, the first couple matches have to be bangers. If they're mid, in the words of MJF, mid, people at home might be turning the channel for a little while before they turn back. Like, they'll turn around for the main events and whatnot. Yeah, mid. But yeah, like, they have some legitimate... It's going to be interesting to see what kind of numbers Collision pulls. If Collision pulls any kind of numbers, like, this is going to be a very interesting number to see if that's the case. Hello, fellow kids. As we've hit the almost the hour mark here, once again, I want to say thank you to everybody for stopping by. Jagger, going to Collision this Saturday in Greensville, North Kakalaki. Oh, RVD. Wrestling Jungle Jerk. I love it. RVD got a decent promo out, even though, he's probably 3/4 baked there. As MJF's coming down to the ring. Are watching Collision and SummerSlam Saturday? I find it's a little tough for me to try to watch Collision on my computer. I can watch it on my TV fine because the TSN app works great on my TV. But it doesn't work that well on my computer. I'll see if I can. If it is, I'm going to try and watch both. And I'll be frank, when it comes to the rest, if I can't, I'm going to see what the early part, how the early part of WWE is booked. First 5-10 minutes, don't catch me. I'm flipping. I'll flip back later. Because I can PVR SummerSlam without a problem. In Canada, you have the WWE Network. It is a physical channel that we can record things on. So, yeah, Philly, exactly. But you can watch replays on the TSN Plus. There is an archive there. And from the rumors I hear, there might be a possibility where we get a chance to watch all these old Dynamites and Collisions soon. Yeah, apparently there is an archive there. I've seen the old Dynamites are up there. Cheap. So AEW Plus are saying was trademarked recently. Yeah. An ADD chant to the crowd. That is... I got to talk about this after he's done here because I got some experience with this for you guys. So. Ooh. Okay. Burberry Brochachos, baby. 95% of the people are evil scumbags. If they're not in this Twitch chat, get the good people over here. Because where most of them are. Yeah, he was a scumbag. He knows it. Yep. It's actually a shoot here, guys. To become a face is a lot harder than being a heel. For any wrestler. For most wrestlers, actually. I don't want to say for all of them, but... All right, little fire up here. So one thing I do want to say right now, I just get it in quick. We got 3 matches to get in yet here. It's going to break my heart when Cole turns on MJF. He's going to kill that promo. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be Cole. It's 2023. Most people are scumbags. You know what? This almost feels like an Austin promo without the actual dialogue that Austin never had to say that he was going to be your scumbag. This actually works out if they're going to end up pulling off Punk as a heel. I still see that money match coming. Or when Angle said he yearned the you suck chance. Yeah, maybe. It's funny I had to add scumbag as a permitted term. Me. He's still trash. JJ, hi. I love the challenge he's got for you here. So here's the other thing that, throws me out here. Oh no, Cole just taking his time coming down. Just no music. That's the weird part. Here's the other part of it. MJF said he'd give him a rematch, but he never said that he was going to give him a rematch for the title. So nothing will change my stance on this boy. Nothing. The challenge is afoot. Bob Clay versus Omega All In. I just hope both wrestlers have fun. Spenny Love made his way down to Tampa tonight, obviously. The day Max loses his smile. Could be. Love the picture. Aw, feel good moment of the day. Where's the catch? Like, it's funny. We're all trained to have that little catch right here. Only available for one more week. Okay. And he's influencing that it is the World Championship. Whoa. Whoa. You deserve a title. The main event of All In. There it is. Wow, here we go, boys and girls. Here we go. Here we go. Now, I wonder if there's some funky provision in it. All right, let's see where this goes from here. All right, where's the kick in the nets? Let's go. What's the clause in the contract? There's the graphic. Wow. Well, you want to sell some tickets, that's the way to do it. Now, here's the question. How the hell do we watch it? Oh, now we're getting the kingdom involved. This is good. Hey, Jaeger, that's a very good question. Who is it? Here. Maybe I'll send you on a Subverge mission. Unfortunately, we can't do the pop in and come back out there. The scumbag went through with his word. Absolutely he did. Okay, they finally announced that it is going to be on traditional pay-per-view. Okay, we're good then. So it starts at 10 in the morning here. Wow. All right. Hey, Jaeger, why don't you pop into Adam's Twitch right now and just ask him? I believe he's playing some Turok right now. I'm assuming he's going with MJF. But yeah, I'll pretty much guarantee he will be with, he'll be an MJF guy there. All right, so I can actually also confirm as well is we are going to be doing a hosting party at the Pine Tom White, just off of White Ave and 105th Calgary Trail, whichever way you want to call it. The route to go into Calgary there, the bar right on the corner there, you can't miss it. So we'll have a viewing there as well. Big shout out to the Pine for stepping up because Beercade doesn't open that early. I just got to confirm what time we're going to be opening up, whether it's going to be 10 or 11. Actually, while this is coming up here, let me send a good text while Team Jarrett comes out here, which I thought they were going to get rid of Jarrett being used here, so. If it starts at 10, I hope it's 10. Yeah, that's why I'm going to send this out. There we go. No, the main pay-per-view starts at 11. The pre-show starts at 10. Noon ET, 0 hour. So that's how it goes. Wish I could get Satnam's Road just to see how big it is. He is, 7'5", I think? 7'5", 7'6". You're going to see a lot of that tag on the bottom corner for the next 4 weeks now, non-stop pretty much. But in terms of his robe, I'm pretty sure that's a carpet, Jagger, so. It's one of those fancy carpets. Another F-bomb? Well, it's a Jarrett match. I expect at least 3. Always love watching Colonel Sanders light wrestle. I was going to say he's great, but that's Tony the Tiger. And I don't want to call him finger licking good because that would just be horrible in this context here. So yeah, we got this match. We got the ROH Tag Team title match, which they do need to get off. Aussie Open taking on Vikingo and Kommander, I do believe. Tagging the big man. I always love this spot. That was smart. That was smart. This big guy ain't going to take a bump that easy, and I'm glad he doesn't. Jesus! I didn't want to give it that elongated, but watch the big man flop like that. Satnam doing the Kenny Omega just doesn't do it for me, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, we got a ton of big news there, so. Whew. To think it's been over a year since Ric Flair's last match. Yeah, July 31st was Ric Flair's last match. And I'm glad that it stayed that way, that no promoter's actually going to put him in there. And 1 year later, you go back and you think about it and you're like, was that a great match? No. Should it really have happened in terms of match? No. Darth Mick, I usually don't do this. And Jagger, I usually don't do this for a lot of people in my chat.
You idiot.
We celebrated the life of Ric Flair in that pay-per-view. The next time we should have a celebration is, unfortunately, his funeral, okay? He's gotten into all the Hall of Fames he needs to. The man passed out twice during that. I think that, honestly, JJ, these guys are trying to grind your gears up a little bit, and I think it worked. So I will give you guys... give you the coin for that one. What if he gets married again? Can we celebrate that? Oh, my God. Well, I guess he's got about 3 or 4 marriages left in him still. Just depends how many more kids he can put out. Charlotte does need a tag partner she can relate to, you know. Rather than just have a can you coexist storyline. We could, yeah, like when it comes to marriage, yeah, we could try and celebrate that, but I think Flair would probably get a heart attack during the ceremony. See, by the time she gets to be dad's age, she can mentor her sister who just turned 18. That's fair. I'll be honest, when it comes to Charlotte Flair, I in a way feel bad for her. You know when you're just so good, compared to everybody else. And this is a shoot. It's not talking about, what I think of characters and what. Somebody who in the ring is as good as Charlotte Flair is compared to most of the talents that are in WWE right now. It's more the fact she doesn't have anybody really to work with anymore. All the big matches that they've been looking for are already gone. WWE doesn't know how to keep a storyline intact for longer than a month. Unless Paul Heyman's writing it. With 30 more alimonies to pay out. Ooh. She just needs to wrestle the man. WWE won't let that happen. AEW might. Oh, God. This is amazing. Well, Satnam at least got time to... But that was so effortless there. Satnam just grabbing Omega right off the top there. Sounds like China 2.0. It is, but you also got to remember in China's time, when she wrestled the men, they were doing bra and panty matches. Jade, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, over at AEW, there'll be a ton of matches. I don't even know if Jade's coming back, to be frank. My God, they were going to actually tease a one-winged angel from Omega to Satnam. Oh my God. You don't realize how great that was. The way Omega sold that lethal combination there, he literally did not touch the ground for the entire thing. Well, the Hardys against Team Jarrett. There's another new normal one. I love Sanjay selling. Oh. Well, this is how Kenny's back will pay for that. Yeah. They just wanted to say, they got to come out and do that promo saying they're here for life. Because if you didn't know, earlier today, they announced that the Elite have all signed multi-year deals to continue on with the company. So, the big controversy of will Omega leave? They finally shut that bridge down. True, and you also had degeneration. Yeah, things have changed enough that here it is. There you go. There's your pop. Oh, collision's a dirty word to the Dynamite crowd. Sorry, working on business deals at the same time here, so. I know you're giving your thoughts on Jeff Hardy. Would you give the Hardys decent title run if it meant Jeff retired sooner? Or would you rather they become obsolete without a title run? Straight up, you cannot give the Hardys the belts right now. Did he kill him up for that hood? I'll get back to the Jeff thing in a second here. All right, so yeah, it looks like Darby is on every single. Darby's the one guy they really want to push. Oh, great. Now we get some live beatings here. Well, there goes the skateboard, and there goes your help. And the trainees are getting beaten up. That's always a training school with 3 people in it. What does a fox say? Beep, 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 beep. I'll stop now. Wow. Aw. Surprised he didn't rip it up on him. Wow. That is a lot of blood. Air Fox is threatening to shank him? We are getting some drama here, boys. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, he did need that window anyway. He needs some air conditioning. Wow, okay. That was a little serious. All right. Throwing it out there real quick here about the Jeff Hardy situation. If you're going to do it, you got to wait at least till September. He can't go anywhere. He can't leave the country. So, like, you're not going to do it in, you're not going to have him going out to England. Personally, I would never put a championship on somebody that I can't have on every show. It's just straight up simple. Straight up simple math. I would never let that happen. And that went a little too long. Yep. And I think they're only going to give the women 15 minutes anyway, so that might work out. For the fact this ROH Ring of Honor World Title match should deserve a lot more time, but it's only going to get like 15 minutes after. Well, they're doing introductions during the commercials, so you know they're pushing things. But could you imagine, like, to have the women main event this show and have the same bloody ending that they have every other week? I almost feel like, you know, Tony's trying to prove a point, but he'll just backfire on him. He's got to pull something here. He's got to pull a card from the deck that he hasn't used before, so. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! Yeah, it was a bit of a shock during Death Before Dishonor when Aussie Open came out and won those tag team championships. It was teased pretty good if you listened to the Unrestricted podcast when Kyle Fletcher was on there a week before the pay-per-view. So was asking how long until Mark Davis comes back, and it was actually pretty quick. From what he said it should be pretty soon. But here's a question for you, chat. Are you guys planning on checking out All In based on the day that it's on and what time? And I know I've had to. Excuse me. Sorry. I know I've had to take the day off work. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking it out. First time being at the Pint in a very long time. I think the last time I was at the Pint was... Hell, that would have been 2017. So, as long as I get home before it starts after service, yeah, well, as long as you're not praying for my sins, you should be okay getting home, because if you're praying for my sins, you might be there for a week. Stop, you're an you know what? If you're calling me an angel, that's what I gotta... That's what I'm pulling then. Wait, okay, somebody explain something to me here. Is Abrahanta just like the, just the Mexican representative here? Like the PR manager for all the Mexican wrestlers that come in? Because he's already got... He has like the former ROH Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers. He was their manager. Now he's managing these two? Translator, yeah, but like... Lately he's been acting more like a manager than a translator. You need a hype man, JJ? I need a hype man. Because sometimes when I get a little, you know... I know, I'll admit, last week I didn't have as much fire as I do today. Getting up at 4 in the morning for a soccer game will do that to you, but... I want to talk about disappointing days. That friggin' game with Canada and Australia, that was embarrassing. I really appreciate when tag teams decide that they want to color coordinate with each other. We got a blue team, we got a green team, everything's different. It was tough when they were doing the Owen Hart and everybody was wearing pink. It's like, yeah, we get it. Technically, if they want to honor Owen Hart, you got to go for the best time of his career when he was teaming up at High Energy, they need neon blue and they need, was it neon blue and neon yellow? Be a hype man? Philly, I don't want you to lie. That's the problem, though. If you're gonna be the hype person, you're supposed to tell truths, not lies, and that would have to include you doing lies. So that's gonna be a very fun match to watch. FTR versus Big Bill and Brian Cage. They are loading up Collision to be a Statlander Martinez is going to be a hell of a show. They got 3 championship matches going up against SummerSlam. You got to remember, I got to keep up with the energy of your hype. That's the thing. I will appreciate AEW for the fact that they're recognizing the FTW Championship and the quote-unquote Real World Championship. But like I said, it's going to be really interesting to see what the numbers are for Collision. And for me, what will be a little telling stat is not just the full record of what's going on in terms of number of people watching. It's going to be those quarter-hour demographics. Because if it's true and they're doing Ricochet Logan Paul off the bat, and what rumors have been saying is that's the fact because Logan's got to get on a plane and take off for his brother's fight the same night. If that match doesn't slap, I believe is the term as the kids use. I love the psychology here, at least. My wrestling friend, Ruthless Lala, it'll be her versus Mercedes Martinez September 8th. Nice! So if she's that close to coming back, I got a feeling I'm even more right than we were talking before, and I think Darth Mick might be the smarter pick here about what's going to happen here tonight. And I will admit, I will absolutely lose my gourd if that happens. So. But I'm really happy to see that the women are main eventing after what happened last week. And here's something that I know Tony could have planted that side last week. I know people criticize Tony Khan for his booking, but Tony Khan can't be stupid to not hear what the crowd's been saying about the women's wrestling there. And putting that side up as long as they did, as much as I want to give credit to the producer for doing that, that can't be just as much a coincidence. And it almost feels like it was a give divas a chance moment there as they had that sign put up. God, Davis. I was going to say Davis is such a powerhouse, but Kommander is like, what, 25 pounds soaking wet, maybe? He's like that starter weight when you go for the bench press and the jib. Granted, the starting weight for me is like the finishing weight for, or sorry, the starting weight for others is like the finishing weight for me at doubled. So. Just the bar, no weights. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I carry enough weight when I'm hauling stuff around at work, so I don't want to count too much on stuff like that, so. But speaking of giving credit to Tony Khan, like, I do have to give him one other thing about to give him credit for. I know he's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. He's not the greatest guy on the planet, but in terms of a booker, but think of this. Mark Davis got a shoulder injury in New Japan, and he was out for pretty much, I'm actually sorry, I'm not sure if it was an ankle or a shoulder, but he was out for quite a bit. Regardless of the situation, not only did Tony Khan sign Aussie Open to an AEW deal, he also paid the medical bill for Mark Davis to get treatment for an injury that did not happen under his watch. Like, I don't care what anybody says, that is a hell of a deal. Use lag saw him lift 500 pounds once. No, please. I'll just throw that there. So yeah, I want to give Khan full credit for, no promoter's perfect. I think we've seen that. If you watch the local indie scene this week, you've seen that for many reasons. Some are worse than others. Jesus! That looks like a Michael Richard Blaze move there. The jump off a guy's back. He just did a double stomp. Kommander there just said, I'll just do a destroyer. What the hell? They better move it here, because even Aubrey's getting over to him and say, look, let's get this wrapped up. Let's go. Oh no, what are we seeing? Jeez! Thought that was going to be the finish. Got to cut out early? Okay. Take care, Dr. Wario. Hope you have yourself a great night. Davis with a shot. Ow. That's it. Bam. Now, this is surprising because maybe they did it to try and pop a rating or something, but what I was talking about when it comes to spoilers for the next ROH taping, Aussie Open did not come out with the championships, and they were not announced as the ROH Tag Team Champions when they came out last week for the taping on Saturday. So there was a rumor that there was a title change going on because of that. So now we're getting the CM Punk promo for Ricky Starks. Forgive me for the nose, folks. Weather happens. they're going to get rid of all this stuff out of the way now because they're probably going to fade to black on the finish tonight. I can't see them doing their flipping right through everything kind of deal. Ricky's not going to see something, and that'll be the end of that, too. But I love these people that everybody thinks is on a Legends deal with WWE. They're not. But yeah, you see this right now. They're flipping through all this so they could get right to the main event, and then they're going to go right to the bells. So it's just adding up to being, there's got to be something here that, Tony Khan turns around and he's got to hear everything going on. He just wants to shut everybody up, and it might happen tonight. Like, with all due respect, there is a possibility that we could get a big moment of, I'm not putting up with this. We're just dealing with it now. But since it is the last commercial break before we get going for our main event, I am going to flip the ads now, so any of you non-subscribers can watch ad-free for the duration of the main event. And for those that are here, the ads were going to run regardless in about 3 minutes, so I'd rather get them through now while we're on a commercial break. But just to give you guys a heads up as to what we're going with for the rest of the week. I will be on, it'll be a little later tomorrow, probably looking around 3 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Mountain. It all depends. I got an appointment in the morning, and depending how things go, it might take a little longer than what normal appointments take. So I'm supposed to be meeting up with Kayla J. We still haven't figured out what we're doing. We might even get back into some FIFA again. I'm going to try and pop in on Friday. We'll get a Street Fighter 6 stream in. I want to see if maybe a little Ryu or a little bit of Luke might turn the fancy here and get us a few dubs. No stream Saturday, obviously, because we got SummerSlam and Collision that night. So I just want to relax, order a pizza, and flip some channels. And then might stream Sunday. We'll see how things go. Don't think there'll be a problem getting a stream up on Sunday night. We'll see how that happens, and then I'll try and get a schedule out set up early next week for you guys. Now that August has come around and we're settling down a little bit here, as we get into the later fall season, we should be able to have a little bit more of a regular schedule going forward, but I just enjoy being out here with all you guys. Once again, thank you, everyone. If you just want to put the plugs in here, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, either one, the wrestling or the gaming channel, our wrestling YouTube channel includes a lot of talk about Stardom, about New Japan, women's wrestling as well with Astra Pizarro, and as well, we do have local wrestling coverage as well. It's all simulcast from our compatriots' YouTube channels. It's put up there about a week later, so everything will be linked up so you can meet up with all the other talents and their own native channels. I love that they put the promo out at the beginning of the show here to show everybody why Shida deserves this shot. And Saraya actually makes an appearance tonight. I'm surprised. and going all black tonight, so. I expect this to be a very good match here between these two. They're only going to get about 10 minutes, but they're going to use each and every one of those 10 minutes. They always do. But the fact they got this main event position of the 200th episode, that they're hyping that up. Very nice championship, too, if you do say so myself. I like the fact that they've done something different. Like, appreciate the sides of the crowd. We got a busted open 24/7. Well, the crowd's behind Shida. We can hear it. They're trying to feed it into her here, but people got to realize the significance of this. Protect trans kids. I like that, especially that they're doing this show in Florida. And realistically, if you're not going to do somebody like Baker, like you're not going to get that rematch with Baker right now. Shida is a hell of a choice to pick right now. Love how Saraya's got to be like, cameraman, you're not supposed to be here. Move. I got to get my shot proper here. But yeah, after everything that's happened here over the last week when it comes to the women's division, and once again, let's see if it'll still paste that. Yep. If you guys haven't seen it, please check it out. Backbreaker Video Zone, Astra Pizarro had an article on Body Slam about the impact of the women's division and everything that needs to improve. Pulling hair again. Seriously. I like Taz how he brings up that idea. And it brings me back to an old Mortal Kombat 4 problem that you had. You can only do so many offensive moves before your gauge runs out, right? It's sort of like an XP meter that you have to expend to get your moves out. All right, they're going to go out in the crowd, have some fun. Oh, never mind. To the corner. Forearms to the head, right? Is that what it is? Could you imagine if they cut themselves there? I think that was supposed to be a post shot. But they're pushing things up here a little bit. They got 9 minutes left here before everything's supposed to wrap up, but face down in the canvas here. Wow, the most action we're going to see in Columbus in a while. Not like the Blue Jackets do anything in there. But I like the fact that they're going to some different places now. Like, that's one of the bigger criticisms they have. Oh, here we go. More of the usual. Yeah, it makes sense. You got to stay on a constant offense here if you are Toni Storm, because if you don't, Shida gets a second to breathe. Like, as much as everybody jokes about her being the pandemic champion, I find it's a lot harder to be a champion without the fans, really. I think Drew McIntyre will say that. It will back me up completely in that statement there. You know, if you heard the statement and was watching and all that stuff, you know, just say it, you know. But, no, if they could find a way just to, you know, I hope they have some kind of different ending for this. Match-wise, it's okay. It's nothing like... Yeah, there goes an extension. Yeah, pulling her hair out. What are you doing? See, Ophelia, remember I told you this thing about lies? You need to extend the word lies. You need to learn the definition of the word lies. Excuse me, I do what I want. I don't want to get too much into that there, but yeah, let's not. Because next thing you know, you're going to start clipping stuff like that and get it on the internet. And next thing you know, I'm going to get banned from all WWE activities. Not that that's the worst thing in the world, but, you know, at the same time. Respect my authority. As soon as you say Cartman, that's the first thing that runs through my head. And I don't know why I just developed a southern accent right there, but... To go back, I pray for everyone I make contact with, health and safety, yeah. Trying to get you over, Darth Mix, so just give me 1 sec. Just threw your comment up on Twitter, so you know I got now that it's in Twitter, it's official, right? Yeah, it's the whole thing. I do what I want, whenever. I also got the Wario in there somehow. I'm gonna be honest, I actually really like the short hair look. Like, don't get me wrong, the long hair is fine, but the short hair is good too. Oh, what do we got there? Windows security being extra careful for me. I appreciate that. Getting close here. We only got about 4 minutes left here, so we got to get something wrapped up here. If they're going to do anything, they're going to have to finish this up quick. We only got about two. They're going to run this tight. If they're going to do any sort of promo, they might not. They might just fade to black here. Yep, they're fading to black out of everything because they're doing the rundown right now. There it is. Here we go. Another BS finish, as always. Yeah, they're going to have to, yeah. We got 2 minutes, yep. Whoa! Okay. No, we're fade to black. I'm with you, I feel you. Like, I really am not not a fan of the same finish every week. Or could we see a title change and a fade to black? Roman's been getting away with it for 3 years. Yeah, well, he's also made up for it with a storyline that Paul Heyman's made bulletproof. I will not give WWE credit for that. I will give Paul Heyman credit for that one. What are you doing, Tony? Quit spamming the kick there. Hit the Falcon Arrow. Love that this has a 60-minute time limit. I'm sorry, I don't want to, but I'm going to. Here it is. Here's the screwy ending. Ha! Ruby gets it right upside the head. And there's the paint cannon. Yep, there it is. Yeah, if it was going to be one thing, it was going to be 3 others. We almost got F-bomb number 3 there. All right, we're into overtime here. Oh my God! What the? What? Are you kidding me? For all the BS endings we've had to go through, Shida finally gets her roses. Finally gets the Women's Championship in front of a crowd. Oh my God, this is amazing. They just made another credible star that could be the focus for a while here. Because this Outcast ending over and over again for the title just is not... It's just been getting boring at times. But it's what we were talking about. Like, we're getting tired of the same ending all the time, but now... Do we get to see Serrero win next week and challenge Shida at Wembley? I got a feeling we're going to get him all... As we fade to black here. That shot with the 200 side of the background was great. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Great finish. Great finish to the night. New champion. Main event. Confetti, the works. It's awesome. Great finish here. This changes my thought about what we're going to do at Wembley completely. So as far as I'm concerned, we are going to be getting... We're going to be getting some sort of multi-woman match for that, I believe. This actually could work out where you get the 4 women match at the pay-per-view. Or 6 women. Let's get Britt in there. Let's get Jamie in there. Shida, the Outcasts. Get all 6 of them in there in that match. Get as many people on that card as you can. Like, that's the other big thing. You want to, on a card like that, get exposure to your wrestlers. You never know who's going to pop more than anybody else on that card. So, man, I hope WWE gives some sort of moment to Drew now. Abso-freaking-lutely. They should have done that at Clash of the Castle, but they didn't. I will still believe that. The fact that they should have used Clash of the Castle to give Drew his moment. If they were smart, they would have been able to get a second title out or break up the titles at that point. But that's a whole different booking story for another day. All in all tonight, like, this was a very good progression show. It was not only a Hallmark show, but a good progression show towards the pay-per-view. We got a new champion. We got our main event. Adam Cole MJF for the title. And Roderick Strong's going to get involved somehow in here. And the Kingdom are starting to recruit former partners. Looks like we're going to get the parking lot brawl between the Best Friends and BCC on Friday. It's probably going to lead up to... It's probably going to lead up to Cassidy and Moxley in the for the International Championship, which is going to be a very fun match, I think, personally. We got the tag championships for ROH defended here. Aussie Open got a strong showing. Don't like that ending, JJ? I don't know if you could have it any other way there. In terms of if you're going to get Shida to win, she's got to win out of nowhere, sort of overcoming all the odds here. And folks, I'm just going to put the link in one more time just to prove that I have been copying it in here, the chat, quite a bit. Because that's the one we've been hyping all night, Astra Pizarro. If you guys get a chance, go check out the link there for the article. We got some more stories to tell now. Like, let's face it, AEW is not in the clear after tonight when it comes to the women's division. Far from it. But the fact they got it off the Outcasts and now possibly moving on to another storyline, this very well could be the beginning of something. So, yeah, overall, I'd have to say this is probably one of the better Dynamites that they've had, and the fact that we're not talking about anything really screwed up. So, got that saved so you can check it out later. Absolutely, that's great. If you ever get a chance, check out everything that Astrid has. She has NXT coverage every week, as well as her work with OLE podcasts, our local establishment, which, by the way, we will be rating here momentarily, as they have resumed their Wrestle Draft. So you get to see Chris Parrish try to be a GM along with Ed Fries. Very solid 200th episode. I don't see a real down point in this. Maybe the length of the vignette with Darby and Nick Wayne and Swerve Strickland and AR Fox and all that development, having that go a little long. Even a Jeff Jarrett match was pretty decent. The fact that the Elite came out to make their statement about how they are officially back with AEW, that means a lot. Like, seriously, folks, the amount of drama that AEW can avoid that's non-wrestling related is always going to be better. And the fact that they get this out of the way here, that the Elite, they're not going to free agency coming up. We're going to be wrestling here, and that's where we're going to stay. That's one less piece of drama that they have to worry about. Now, MJF hasn't been talking about the bidding war for 2024 for a while now, right? The less controversy they can have talking outside of that, but it makes things a lot easier for everybody. Astrid, I am very happy to hear that the hate that you're expecting didn't happen as much. I don't know if there's anybody out there that could be really a hater without being lambasted in this social economic climate here when it comes to women's wrestling. So I'm very happy things are going over well for you. And just in conclusion, I am thankful for having each and every one of you here tonight. It has been fun. Last week we were a little light on people hanging out, but tonight everybody's piled in. Everybody's giving their 3 cents, 5 cents, 25 cents, $6, and $25 on top of it. But thank you to everybody for popping in here tonight. Let's see if OLE is aboard and running.